Good morning, students. How are you all? Welcome to Blue Stars Higher Secondary School. Class 7, Subject English, Topic Chivi Poem, written by Michael Rosen. Yes, in last class, we saw how to write our prose classwork note. In today's class, we are going to see about a poem written by Michael Rosen. The name of the poem is Chivi. Yes, what is meant by Chivi? You just think yourself, what is meant by Chivi? Yes, Chivi means giving pressure to someone to do the work in an annoying way. Yes, now you know what is meant by Chivi? Yes, Chivi means it's to nag, to continuously argue someone to do something, often in an annoying way. This is called as Chivi. Now we move to the author introduction. We just know about the poet. The name of the poet is Michael Rosen. His full name was Michael Wayne Rosen. He was born on May 7, 1946 at Harrow, London. His occupation is children's novelist and poet. He used to write many poems and novels, and his nationality is British. He is a British man, and his father name is Harold and his mother name is Coin. Yes, let me move to the poem. Children's, take your English book and take page number 69. Yes, are you all taken? Take page number 69. First, I recite the poem. You listen carefully and then I give line by line explanation. Yes, Chivi. Grown ups say things like speak up, don't talk with your mouth full, don't share, don't point, don't pick your nose. Sit up, say please, less noise, shout the door behind you, don't drag your feet. Haven't you got a hanky? Take your hands out of your pockets. Yes, turn the page and listen carefully. Pull your socks up, stand up straight, say thank you, don't interrupt, no one thinks you are funny. Take your elbows off the table. Can't you make your own mind up about anything? Yes, Michael Rosen. Yes, what the author comes to say in this poem? Yes, now we will see what the author coming to say in this poem. We can learn line by line. Now turn a page. The first line is grown ups say things like. What is meant by grown ups say things like? Yes, who is grown up? Grown up means elderly people. Who is elder to us? They are called as grown up. What grown up will do? Yes, the grown ups to control the youngsters. They keep instructing the children to speak up even when the children does not want to make the reply. Then the second line is don't talk with your mouth full, don't stare. Is what is meant by don't talk with your full mouth full. It means speaking loudly. What is meant by stare? Stare means look long and intensely. Mostly what the elders will say to us, don't speak loud, don't shout, like that our elders used to say, no. In this poem also the author saying the same thing itself. That is, the elders used to say that not to talk loudly, and that he should not share at anything, like that our elders used to say. Then the next point is don't point. What is meant by don't point? Our elders used to say that don't point anyone at your finger. While speaking to elders, you should not use your hands, like that. The poet also wrote that don't point. The next line is don't pick your nose. What is meant by don't pick your nose? Pick your nose means put your fingers in your nose, like that. You can also see in this image a boy is picking his nose. The elders are saying this for the children's good habit and good manner, but children won't understand what the elders are saying. So the author wrote like that. Once again, I recite the first stanza. You listen carefully. Grown ups say things like speak up. Don't talk with your mouth full. Don't stare. Don't point. Don't pick your nose. Are you all clear with the first stanza? Once again, I give a gist for this first stanza. A grown up used to say that control the youngsters, and also they keep instructing the children to speak up even when the children do not want to reply. Further advice is not to talk loudly and not to shout or stare at anything, and also don't point out your finger at anybody, and never finger keep your finger on your nose. These are the things the author said in this first stanza. Now we move to the second stanza. Now I recite the second stanza. You listen carefully. Sit up, say please, less noise. Shut the door behind you. Don't drag your feet. Haven't you got a hanky? Take your hands out of your pockets. Yes, what the author coming to say that? What is the first line in this poem? Yes, sit up. What is meant by sit up? Sit up means sit straight. In our school also the teachers used to say that, no, sit straight, like that. Our elders used to say that same thing, sit straight. Say please. What is meant by say please? Our elders used to say that say please and make with very less noise. Then shut the door behind you. It means the children should also shut the door behind him and never drag his feet while walking. While walking, we should not drag our shoes and do not give some sound because it will disturb others. All the elders are used to say the same things, but the poet wrote and in a different manner in this poem. The next line is haven't you got your hanky? It means he should always have a hanky for a ready use. What is meant by hanky? Hanky means handkerchief. We should have handkerchief with us because it is a good manner and a good habit to have an handkerchief. The next line is take your hand out of your pocket. And also the elders used to say that, no, should keep his hand out of that pocket, like that. The author also used these lines. You should not keep your hands in your pocket. Once again I recite the poem. Sit up, say please, less noise, shut the door behind you. Don't drag your feet. Haven't you got your hanky? Take your hand out of your pocket. In this passage, the author comes to say that the elders to have a certain direction to give him. They tell him to sit with a proper position, to say please and with make less noise. The children should also shut the door behind him and never dry his shoes and feet while walking. He should always have a handkerchief for ready use and should keep his hand out of the packet. These are the things the author said in this poem. Now we move to the third stanza. Now I recite the third stanza. You listen carefully. Pull your socks up, stand up straight, say thank you, don't interrupt. No one thinks you are funny. Take your elbows off the table. First line, the author says that pull your socks up. It means you should wear our socks with a proper manner, and we should pull our socks and pull them up with proper position. And the second line, stand up straight. We should stand straight while talking to others, and we are in that is a good manner and good position for standing. And the next line, say thank you. This is a very important line in this poem. Say thank you. We should say thank you. Mostly children will say thank you for if they offer any gifts or a favor, they will say thank you. But we should say thank you for all the things. It is a good or bad, we should say thank you, because that is a good manner and good things. These are the things that the elders used to say to you. Say thank you, say sorry. These are the things our elders used to say. Don't interrupt. Interrupt, what is meant by interrupt? Interrupt means speak in. We should not interrupt while two persons are speaking. We do not interrupt in between their speaking. If anybody is speaking, we should not interrupt. We should wait and then we should talk to them. That is a good manner. The next line is, no one thinks you are funny. What is meant by no one thinks you are funny? Funny means interesting. Then the author says that we should not behave in a funny manner to draw attention from others, because we should be very active, but we should not funny, because in that place our respect will become very low. That is not a good. So we should very conscious on those things. The next line is, take your elbows off the table. What is meant by take your elbows off the table? In this display also you can see that a girl keeping his elbow on the table. It's a good manner to stand? No, it is not a good manner to stand. We should not stand like that and we should not sit like that, because that is not a good posture. We should sit straight and stand straight. That is a good manner. These are the things our elders used to say, but we do not understand what they are saying. Last two line is, can't you make your own mind up about anything? It means, make your mind up means decision. We should take our decision by ourselves, because that is a good thing. We know what you are, so we should be wise enough to take his own decision. From this line, the author saying that we should not depend on anybody. We should be independent and active to solve our problems and taking a good decision. We should be ourselves and we should think ourselves and take correct decision. These are the things the author discussed in this third stanza. Now, I recite the poem. You listen carefully. Grown up say things like speak up, don't talk with your mouth full, don't share. Don't point, don't pick your nose. Sit up, say please, less noise. Shut the door behind you, don't drag your feet. Haven't you got a hanky? Take your hanky out of your pocket. Turn the page. Yes. Pull your sock up, stand up straight, say thank you, don't interrupt. No one thinks you are funny. Take your elbows off the table. Can't you make your own mind up about anything? This is the poem, students. These are the things the author comes to say in this poem. Now we move to the rhyming words and rhyming scheme are present in this poem. Yes, let's we move. The poetic devices are rhyming words. What is meant by rhyming words? Yes, rhyming words means words that have same or similar ending sound. In this poem, only two words are in rhyming words. One is please and noise. This in which line this word is coming? Yes, find in which line the word is coming, please and noise. In second stanza, first, second line and third line. Please, noise. This is the rhyming word present in this poem. The author used very few rhyming words in this poem. So now we move to the rhyming scheme. What is meant by rhyming scheme? Pattern of rhymes at the end of the each line of a noun. In first stanza you can see first stanza A, B, C, D, E, F. In second stanza the rhyming scheme are A, B, B, C, D, E, F, G. In the third stanza A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Yes, now we move to the figures of speech present in this poem. In this poem, the author used simile. What is meant by simile? Simile makes a comparison showing similarities between two different things. In this poem, the author used simile in the first line itself. Grown ups say things like speak up. Poet has used the word like to compare two things. So the figures of speech in this line is simile. Yes, that's all, students. In today's class we saw a poem Archivy written by Michael Rosen. In tomorrow we will see how to write our English classwork note based on this poem. Yes, thank you, students.